Hey guys, this is Airsoft NTT and welcome to a video that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that's showcasing some of the really cool reference photos in this Speed Action Surprise Das Kommando Spezialkräfte book by Marcus Golliner. Now, if you're not in the Spezka reenacting community, you most likely don't know what this book is, but this is one of the holy grails of reference books that we have. In fact, there's very few reference photo albums available for the KSK in 2010 to 2013, so having one of the versions here is really exciting, and I'm looking forward to diving in to show you guys some of the really unique stuff that the KSK used during this era. So without further ado, let's get into this book right here. On this cover, we have some really unique things that you're not going to notice unless you take a careful look. Some of the things that really stand out is that this operator is wearing a Cry AC custom Flecktarn top. He also has an M4 magwell adapter. He's also got an SOE Tech bag slung over his shoulder and a magnifier with the 5.52. This isn't necessarily too common, but it does pop up once in a while, such as with the guy behind him. Now, as we open this book and take a little bit of a look, this is another really cool photo of them training overseas in country. There's some neat parts about this, just to highlight a couple of my favorites. This guy over here has his USP on his chest, which is somewhat unusual. He has a shotgun shell holder right here and is wearing multicam, which is typically what they would use when they moved out of Germany and did operations or training. His buddy over here has a fully painted G36, but what's really cool is his set of Wustentarn. It is an entirely unique Wustentarn pattern that some KSK soldiers would use and experiment with. But here we start getting into some of the neat stuff. It's a little bit harder to see, but this is a breacher team, and what you'll notice is none of them have Lucy mounts on. They all have the breacher pouches attached, and they all have their goggles over. This right here is a reference photo of some combat medics also in that same training overseas, and it's kind of neat because they've got a couple really cool things. On top of running Cry ACs, they have a TSSI M9 bag with one of the roll-up stretchers. In addition to a USGA combat top, as well as a painted Lucy mount, there are a couple really cool details hidden in this one. There's actually a really cool documentary you can watch on YouTube that goes over some of the KSK Hell Week. And here we continue on with some of the training, but there's some cool things that I want to point out in this reference photo. This gentleman over here, as well as the one front and center, are running BSST P6 plate carriers in multicam. And in fact, so is this guy over here. The Linderhof Gen 3 is actually the odd one out in this case. I'm sure you may also notice that these are breachers, so you'll notice the Blackhawk Solog gloves and the breacher shotgun. Same idea here, full breacher shotgun, tool pouch. They all have the LLM PI holsters, which is a very rare holster, kind of cool. Looks like this guy did some modifications to his G36 as well. He took that handguard, looks like he may have chopped it down a little bit and added some holes to reduce some of the weight. What you may also be able to tell is that most of them are using multicam helmet covers. As we continue forward, an additional photo, which looks like maybe some early multi-tarn going on here, but they're throwing a flashbang in there, and they have the standard Gen 3 carrier right here, and a kind of dual tone G36. Continuation, what's really cool about this reference photo is while that plate carrier is kind of unique, I believe it may be a CPC, although I'm not 100% sure, is the slap charge pouch is upside down. Not uncommon, but just kind of a cool thing that it would be on his back. And here comes another kind of photo set that's neat. One of my buddies really likes this reference photo because this is one of the few pictures where you'll see KSK using a PVS-14. So while KBB does accept any kind of night vision capability, the PVS-14 is technically kosher. You may also notice that this guy right here has some tactical tailored double mag pouches in multicam, which is kind of neat, but they're rocking the Lucy night vision system up top. Here is another medic with the TSSI M9 bag in tan, and this guy looks to be a breacher with the drop leg Safariland holster. He's got the mechanics gloves, he's got a Sunto wrist compass, but he's got the weapons catch right there. What was unknown to us until recently was that Scharrer actually made a sniper ghillie, and this is one cool example of that being seen. You'll see some cool bits here. We've got some ESS goggles, what looks to be an LBT 1961 chest rig, as well as some strange pouches that we can't necessarily identify. They almost look like they're cry cut, but we're not 100% sure what these are. So if anyone can tell, that'd be really neat. Who knew, with all of the KSK funding around this point, that they would still opt to use the Condor 3-Day Assault Bag in gray. this guy's plate carrier is all schlemmed up. So he's got a lot of Schlemmkreide on it, which is definitely indicative of this man being experienced because his plate carrier is a little bit more customized than others, but that paint helped blend in with the desert environments just a little bit better. Here we go again with our friend with the drilled G36K handguard. She works with female locals to search them and all, non-combatants particularly. But right here, you'll notice this guy is a breacher. He's got those really rare KSK gloves, but he's also got a Rultec Alti Hulib in his pouch back there. Here is a beautiful look at the LSR. So one of our guys, Ben, built out one of these LSRs. He's got that Shara Gilly. And this guy's got a really cool kind of hybrid G36. I believe we'll see a picture closer up somewhere later. Another beautiful photo of that LSR and another better view of that 1961 rig. Here we have some Bundeswehr members as a support for the KSK team. This is a really well-painted G36. I actually plan on doing mine kind of like this. Here's a view at a G36, a standard rifle with this very long, I believe it's a Hensoldt scope. It might be B&T, I'm not 100% sure. Some of the other more DMR versed guys will know that, but he's got a really cool paint job, and I kind of glossed over that before, but you might notice it's kind of familiar. It's kind of what I based my paint job for the APH off of. Not exact though, because I didn't want to do a one-to-one of this guy, but he has a really unique look to his. And you'll notice, maybe right here, you'll notice there's a little bit of slippage with the Eagle Industries belt. A later variation of the Linderhof Gen 1, Gen 2 kind of battle belts in tan is that they added small loops to loop the belt through, so this didn't happen. However, on earlier versions, and specifically a lot of the KSK issued versions during this era, did not have that. This is a really cool German PTT. You actually see this quite a lot in these books. And while I don't remember the manufacturer off the top of my head, I do have a note somewhere, but that's something I definitely want to get my hands on, just unfortunately haven't been able to. This guy's got quite a bit going on. He's got a left Twix hanging in that pocket. This guy actually has a Linderhof Gen 3 plate carrier in tan, which is really unique. You don't really see that too often. It's got a lot of the Linderhof pouches in that kind of Gen 2, Gen 3 era, but in a tan or coyote, which again, really unique. You don't see that too often. Dude's got an extended mag, which is neat. It's also got a Benchmade knife hanging out there. And what you guys will notice is there's a lot of multicam going on. While Flecktarn is the main pattern, multicam is also popular in training and when they're actually deployed. Right here is another really good breacher reference kit. He does have the tan Gen 3 going on. He's got a couple different shoulder straps, which is really neat. He's got one of the newer style right here, but he's got the standard Gen 3 one right there. This is one of the new for this era, Gen 5 kind of hydration bladders. This is one of the 2-liter ones. MSA sound traps. This is the KSK custom version of these. Very rare. I actually know a friend who has one. There's a couple people who have them actually. That's pretty cool. And he's also got the breacher pouch and breacher tool right here. You might also be able to see it right here, but there's a small A sticking out of there. And while that typically denoted the team that they're on and their training group, this guy definitely has been around a little bit longer. Here's some desert warfare training. Some nice stuff. Here we go. So this picture has quite a few interesting things. Again, mostly all wearing multicam with a few exceptions. These guys at the end, we've got a very strong Wustentarn here, and then we got a 3-farb over here. This guy's also got the AG36 slung under. Cool backpacks. I believe this is one of the LBTs. Correct me if I'm wrong though. This guy's got a cool setup. He's got a lot of pouches going on this side. I just recently picked up one of these shotgun shell holders, so I'm excited to get that in because a lot of guys had them. He's also got a quad grenade right there. He's got the TSSI M9. This is one of the same guys we saw earlier with the ESS goggles. Got the Contour HD camera here. He's also wearing a Linderhof Gen 3, but he's got an admin pouch up there. He's got a Cry ACs on, which was kind of a popular choice. This guy over here. This guy. Where was he when I was first building my kit? I always wanted to mount a GoPro on top and kind of replace it with the Lucy mount, kind of have it be a dual integrated system, and I could never do it. I could never get it right, and I thought, well, this is too far, but I'm not doing it. This guy proved me wrong. So maybe I'll relive that young Airsoft NCT kind of joy and passion to make a GoPro mount, but for right now, I have the Contour. This guy's also got a private purchase Cry airframe, which is really neat. This guy's interesting because he has one of the standard kind of Bundeswehr tops on. not really seen in other photos. Most of the guys have the EKB, even though like this guy, his is Velcro modded. Once in a while, I guess mainly in this photo, you'll see some exceptions. Guy's got tons of AKs, living life over there. Got some more over here. This guy's got one of those weird G36 stocks. This is one of the Tactical Assault Gear Combat Sustainment Packs. It's very hard to find this version though. This is the full multicam version with the exception of that small pouch right there. That's in tan. The KSK used the one in tan. However, unfortunately, all you can find now is the one in multicam. So we keep going. This guy's Gucci'd out with the Cry top. Same thing over here, same dude. He's got a really cool medic patch there. But again, that Cry top definitely stands out. Cool photo of them all on top of the APC. You'll also see some more Velcro mods here to the EKB. Definitely not uncommon. Not done with everyone, but it's definitely there. Same over here. I haven't really talked too much about the radio equipment and whatnot. This guy's got a TK5 push-to-talk. That is a very hard-to-find system. Same with the FL4 that attaches to. Just a cool piece. Still looking for an FL4 personally, though. Do have that. This guy's neat because he's wearing his Gen 3 plate carrier, but on top of that, he has the Gen 3 chest rig to it too, which is kind of neat. Not too common, but not uncommon. Again, you do see some chest rigs mixed in, even in training. And when you guys check out my next video, you'll see some more of that in the other book. Here we go. This is a cool picture. So we're pretty sure that this guy is KSK, not 100% sure, but I believe in all the other photo sets all we see is KSK. This guy's got an MG4 up here. This guy's rocking an AK, so I'm not exactly sure what pattern that is, what version, what country. I'm not too well versed in that, but he is using an AK, and I don't believe that that was his full-time thing, but based on his cries, I think he just wanted to pick it up and kind of be fancy. And that brings us to the end of Speed Action Surprise. This is one of my favorite reference books. It is a later book, so this does kind of take place from the 2012, 2013 era. So, so to speak, this is the New Testament, but this is a really cool reference album that gives a lot of insight into other things that the KSK used. It's not all Flecktarn and Gen 3s. This shows and highlights some of the really unique aspects to the kit and some of the personalities that people implemented into their kits. So if you get a chance to pick up this book and you are building this kit, I would highly recommend it. You can find it overseas, sometimes on Amazon, sometimes on eBay, and it'll generally run you about $20 to $30. But if you get a chance, pick up this book. As always, guys, this is Airsoft in CT. Do your research, check out reference books, and we will see you in the next one.